something magical happened today. You know what? I think it's another miracle. It's either a miracle, it's certainly God's influence on my Camino, it's supernatural, it's miraculous. If it's not any of those things, it's a 1 in 10 million chance. So you believe me or not? Here's what happened. So I set off from Burgos about 8 o'clock. I think I was the last pilgrim outside the hall of the albergue. Walked past the city, walked past the cathedral, a beautiful cathedral. Saw my first storks on the roof high up on one of the church spires. And just outside the town there's a small place called Bia. And just through the other side there was a yellow path of the Camino in front of me. And on the side something just caught my eye. And it was really like a bright shining light. It was like someone was shining a torch in my face. It was sort of underneath some overhanging grass. And I picked it up and it was a credit card. And I was about to throw it away and something inside me said, just keep it, don't throw it away, just keep it. It was like a voice inside my head. And so I put it in my wallet, I thought nothing else of it. Carried on walking for another 7 or 8 hours. I think I walked another 25 kilometres. I walked past various different villages, Tandojas, Ornillos, and many dozens of different albergues. And arrived at quite a pretty town called Ontanas, which is quite well known because you're quite tired. It's usually the end of a long day and it's in a valley and you can't see it till you're only literally about 200 metres away from it. It's a very pretty place. So there's 3 albergues there. I walked in the middle of the town, turned to my right, I could see the name of one was called El Pontido. So I went to the receptionist, got my wallet out to pay my money and got the credit card out, and I just said to the receptionist, I showed her the name on the card and I said, there isn't anyone with this name staying here, is there surely? She just looked at me, she didn't speak. She looked a bit shocked and she just pointed outside. Went outside, there's this group of young men looking a bit down in the dumps, and I said, oh, is anyone called this here? This guy just stood up. That's me, he said. He shook his head, he was like shocked, he couldn't speak. Thank you, how can I repay you? Anyway, it seems that he was considering abandoning his walk because he just didn't have any money. There was no way for paying for anything. He was in a complete state. So helped me, bought me a few drinks, told me he'd never forget me, and I had a lovely evening that night with Spencer and my 2 American friends, Jeannie and Marthy, and it was just the end of a magical day. So, miracle 2, what do you think? So here is another Camino hero, a very special person, a very important part of my pilgrimage, a special friend, my mentor. He did everything for me. He's my rock. One of the most special people I've ever met in my life. His name is Kazim. He's a Russian. I've seen him before. I always seem to be surrounded by people. He had this charisma about him. He was like the Pied Piper of the Camino. He was so charming and friendly. Everyone loved him. So we met in the morning in a cafe called El Jardín on quite a nice town called Castro Jerez. We hit it off right away. I knew we would. The Spanish say, nos llevamos muy bien. He started calling me his dad in the first day that we met. And you know, that's the thing about the Camino. It kind of squeezes time. You're walking along, you've known someone an hour and you think you've known them all your life, and that's how people unburden themselves with problems. They speak about the innermost thoughts. There's like a trust there. We're all in the same boat together, one foot in the front of the other. No one knows if you've got any money, if you've got a big car, if you've got a big house. We're all the same. So Kazim was very special So I walked into this cafe and we started chatting. And he went to buy me a coffee. He was in the middle of a text conversation with his wife. It was Elizabeta, who was 4,000 kilometers away in Moscow. So while he was at the bar, I picked up the phone and started having a text conversation with her in English. And she was an English teacher, so that was no problem. And when he came, I told her that I'd look after him and she didn't need to worry about him. She seemed quite taken by it. And I know that then we ended up spending the rest of the day together. We walked together, we talked about lots of different things. He was so clever, he was so bright. And I know I'll never ever forget him as long as I live. And around 10 days later on the Cruz de Ferro, he saved my life. He helped me when I was really needed it, when I was in a really low point. And that's the very special thing about the Camino. So thank you, Kazim. You take care, my friend.